was this team that was just kind of rising and getting better every single week. We saw this over the last couple of years, and that was Texas A&M. And we saw that come to probably the most complete game under Jimbo Fisher against South Carolina and Columbia.
They looked really efficient throughout the entire game offensively. The defense was lights out, and they do seem to be getting better and better, and I'm not sure that people are giving them the due that they deserve at this point.
Does it matter? We'll ask the head coach right now, Jimbo Fisher, joining us here on SEC this morning. Coach, let's start with that, about how do you keep a team that's starting to round into shape grounded so you still have success going forward?
Well, you remind them why you're having success. And like I tell them, if you say you're running a 100-meter dash, and it's the 60-meter mark, whatever place you're in and where you're at doesn't really matter. No, it matters how you finish the race. And you continually pound it. And it's hard because of media today and your social media and all the things you hear, but you just got to keep reinforcing why are people talking about you? Why are you playing as well as you play? It's because you're preparing well, you're getting ready to play, you're taking care of your body, doing all the things you got to do, and you just constantly got to remind them of that.
You know, Coach, you talked this week about the importance of blocking out the clutter. I thought you guys did that. But the thing that stands out to me, it looks like you guys are just having a lot of fun. I know winning is fun, having success is fun, but overall, what's the mood like around the facility right now with this win streak you've been on?
The same thing. I mean, it's a very business-like work ethic, but what I think you're learning to understand, and you were a great player yourself, and how y'all had those great winning streaks. We love to win on Saturday, but it was fun to go to practice. Mm-hmm. It's no practice. They say, well, it's not fun. It is fun. When you're having success and you're good at something, you like doing it. And you're having success at it. Guys are understanding now, as I connect, some kids today don't connect the dots. Well, man, I play well because I practice well. People think that's very obvious, but it's not. I mean, people don't realize the kids don't really truly understand and buy into all the time that, because I go practice well, I play, that guarantee you. Yeah, when you're practicing well and you're playing well and all those things those dots are connecting, it makes it fun to go to work and put in the work, but you know hopefully what the results can be.
Coach, you brought up a good point about social media and how the media talks about stuff, and there were a lot of people saying, hey, after A&M lost to Alabama, all right, what's happening here in College Station? How important was that week of practice leading into the Florida game kind of lead you to the success that you've had over the last couple of weeks?
I think it was very important. If you go back and watch the Alabama game, and I say this all the time, they hit us with big plays on offense. I mean, and Waddle, the most explosive player in college football. I mean, it's a shame he's out of the game because of what he really was, and he was dynamic. But they didn't run the ball powerfully. I mean, Alabama was a great team. I'm not taking anything away, but we played the run. They hit us with the explosive plays. Offense, we only punted twice. We moved the ball up and down the field, and we took those films and said, listen. A lot of these were self-inflicted wounds. Alabama had a lot. They're a great team. I don't mean that. But we built off of that. As late on the line, we went and had a great practice, and then we pulled out the game in Florida. We played a great game in Florida, and they saw how those things can happen. And at the first games or two, a lot of the issues we had were our own self-inflicted wounds, and we pushed through that with the maturity and leadership of the team.
I know. I'm tempted to want to go offense here, Coach, but I think we need to focus on the defense because they were just lights out on that side of the ball. To start the game, 4 straight punts, an interception, and then a missed field goal that you forced there in the first half. When you talk about defense and the importance of them being the ones that come out and set the tone, you guys are now the number 1 team in the SEC in total defense. What are you seeing from those guys on that side of the ball? What's the catalyst for that improvement and dominance up front?
I think it matters that the guys who put their hand in the dirt, when they can dominate up front, I mean, they can cause disruption, they can cause chaos. It all starts, I don't care how skilled you are, you got to block the guys up front. And when you have to have extra guys to block them, it helps you double cover guys. It helps you do things on things, or you can put pressure on the quarterback. So I think it does start up front. I think we're doing a better job in secondary with calls. Backers are getting better on the crossing combinations and all the man combinations that are coming out with all what they're doing. And again, it's the consistency and just keep plugging along. And our younger players are developing. Some of our young freshmen providing depth, providing things that are going on and getting quality reps and being very good, which are taking a lot of pressure off the older guys, giving them fewer reps, which helps them be fresher in the game of the accumulation of things.
Coach,
our staff's doing a great job. Belko and his staff, Mike's doing a great job.
Yeah, and you talk about that, just the development of younger players, something that a lot of people saw over the last couple years, and now is coming into fruition as this team's rounding into shape. Isaiah Spiller has been fantastic. What's his status after getting a little bit banged up in that game?
He was fine. He was ready to come back in, but we wanted to give a change some work. He was playing really well and was staying hot and was moving the football, and he was fine. He was intriguing yesterday. me the little nick. It gets a little nick and knack like you get during the season, but he's fine. He could have played in the game.
His play this year has been tremendous. I go back to last year. Maybe he got thrust into action a little sooner than you would have liked in terms of carrying the workload on the ground. But what have you seen from his improvement? How is he a better overall player, not just runner, but a receiver out of the backfield where he's been an impact player?
Well, we're trying to impact that on him. I mean, listen, a running back in today's time, the versatility is what's going to make your value go up, and showing him that with what's going on in the pro game and things that are going on. But what we need is a team, because this matches backs on backers, tight ends on safety, receivers on nickels. I mean, those are matchups too, besides wideouts on corners. And that's just how the game is played. I think, the competition level, the young guys coming in that are doing that, and I think his maturity and growing is in his own mind, is understanding that, because last year he got thrown in. He started coming in second game of the year, our big back gets hurt, and he gets thrown into it. It's like he's just trying to survive, let alone learn everything. And I think he's just grasping that, understanding that, and in understanding that if you don't do, we got other good players, and we're not putting roles like that. But in order to stay on the field, you have to do that. And he's grasping. He definitely has the ability to do it.
It's scary that we're saying he's just grasping. We're thinking that when he finally gets into what he's going to be like. When you start looking at the road ahead, coach, and I know coaches don't do this, but we do it here in the media. This is a schedule that can play itself out. When you look at Tennessee coming in next week, what is something that you want A&M to improve on overall as a team, even coming off the heels of a 45-point victory?
I think an answer of starting fast, playing